We carry these really cool half moon grapevines. You can also cut your grapevine in half. And the first thing I'm going to do is place this right on my door. Now we have some LED battery operated lights. I'm going to take the battery pack and place it behind the grapevine and take a zip tie and secure it. Just like that. Now we can take our lights and just wrap the grapevine. Don't worry if you see a little bit of the battery pack, because we will be hiding that with something really, really cool. And we'll just continue wrapping this grapevine with the wire. Do be careful with these wires because they do tangle really, really easily. But I do love them because they are so lightweight and they're not really visible. They're very thin, which makes it great for smaller projects. And you can add as many or as few lights as you would like. I'm just going to continue wrapping this because I think it's going to look really pretty covered in lights. And I picked up some of these bats from Amazon. They were only a couple of dollars, and I think they're really cool. So we're going to just take some of these bats and poke them right into the grapevine. And by just using the wires, it prevents us from permanently securing them, which means you can repurpose this wreath for different seasons and holidays. So you can work in some Easter eggs for Easter, you can work in some shamrocks for St. Patrick's Day, you can work in some stars and firecrackers for 4th of July, so many different purposes. And let's hang up our last bat, and I'll place it up here. And like I said before, I love the wind blowing these around. And here is how it turned out, and it was such an incredibly inexpensive project to create. We used half a grapevine wreath, or you can pick up these arches or half moons from nicksseasonaldecor.com. And then we grabbed a pack of bats from Amazon. It came with 300 of them, and we only used about a dozen or so. So you can create this for a few dollars, and the leftover battery pack of lights you can repurpose for many different projects.
Grab a bunch of foam pumpkins. It doesn't matter what color. Then you're going to grab some spray paint. I am using black, silver, and white. Then I'm just going to go ahead and spray paint everything. When everything is completely dry, I'm going to bring all my pumpkins back inside and then just pop those stems back in the top. Grab 2 pool noodles and tape the ends together using duct tape. Then grab the other 2 ends and duct tape those together, creating a giant circle. This is going to be the base of our wreath. Start applying the pumpkins with hot glue in clusters. I'm spacing my clusters about 6 inches apart around the entire wreath. Now I'm going to go back and fill in those gaps with all the rest of my pumpkins. I'm doing it this way just to make sure that everything is spaced evenly throughout the entire wreath. Now to add some interest, I grabbed Deco mesh in black and silver. I'm layering the silver on top of the black, bunching it up and using some hot glue to stick it into the gaps between the pumpkins. This is going to give my wreath a really full look. The final touch are these little black skulls. I'm just going to stick these all over the wreath. And that's it. I'm done. I have a huge pool noodle wreath, perfect for Halloween. I can hang it inside or outside, and this really makes a statement.
I'm going to take this grapevine wreath form and some black matte spray paint from Behr, and I'm going to give it a spray. While that's drying, I'm going to go ahead and take my package from Amazon here. I ordered 50 ping pong balls for $16, and then I got this pack of 700 googly eyes for only $10. Once my grapevine wreath was fully dry, I brought it back inside, and I'm going to go ahead here and I'm going to take my ping pong balls, and just with a bit of hot glue, I'm going to glue them down onto the grapevine wreath. You want to make sure that you cover the glue over top of the writing on the ping pong balls. We want just the white side showing. Now there's no rhyme or reason to where I'm sticking them. I'm just kind of sticking them all over haphazardly to create a fun spooky vibe. And then I'm going to go ahead with my googly eyes, and I'm just going to add a dot of hot glue on each ping pong ball and 1 googly eye on top. I did end up using all the same size, but given that I have 700 different googly eyes, I could have shaken up the size a bit, but I just thought 1 uniform size looked okay. And I was originally going to cover the entire wreath with googly eyes, but I decided I liked the black grapevine showing in some areas, so I did leave it open a little bit. Then I'm going to take this cheesecloth from the cooking section at Dollar Tree, and I'm going to open it up here and fan it out. And then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to attach 2 more ping pong balls at the top of my wreath form here, making sure again that the lettering is on the underside and not showing. And then I'm going to go ahead and attach 2 more googly eyes on top of these ping pong balls. Then I'm going to come in with my cheesecloth, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to wrap it around these eyeballs here almost creating sort of like a mummy look. So I'm just going to do it nice and loose, not pulling the cheesecloth too tight. And the good thing about using a grapevine wreath like this, you have all these sticks sticking out, so you can actually just kind of wrap the cheesecloth around the sticks and it stays really well. So I didn't even have to attach this with glue or anything. And then I just wrapped it around the rest of the grapevine wreath until I was out of the cheesecloth. And again, just working it around the sticks so it just kind of sticks on there. I'm going to come in and just fix up the top part here. And then I have these cute little skeleton hands that I picked up from Dollar Tree. They come in a pack of like 12, and I'm just going to add some hot glue on them and just work them in underneath of the cheesecloth, making sure that they're glued to the grapevine wreath and not just the cheesecloth. And then this is the completed wreath, all finished in my space. I think this was just such a super cute and easy wreath that anyone can make, and you can really get creative with this project and do it however you like. If you want to cover the entire wreath form in ping pong balls and googly eyes, you can do that. I liked it looking a little more sporadic here. It just works more with my farmhouse style on my tobacco basket here. But either way, you can change this project to suit your style and your taste.
I grabbed a 14-inch grapevine and I spray painted it black. Then I went to my local craft store and I found some fairy lights. Then what we can do is we can take our battery pack, place it behind, and start wrapping the wreath with the lights. So this is wire, so you can actually manipulate these lights into any shape you would like. And then just tuck your wire back underneath. And that's what it looks like with $2.99 worth of lights. So now to secure your battery pack, what you can do is just take it, wrap it around itself, and place it on the back of your wreath. So we're just going to take that. We're going to take a pipe cleaner from nickseasonaldecor.com and then just secure like so. Now we have these bat sprays. So we're working with the mini, but we also have larger bat sprays in stock. These are so cute, you guys, and I think they're going to blend in really nicely with the wreath. So we're going to cut off each bat individually using our wire snips. And these are all wired as well, so you can bend them out, stretch them out, and then place them throughout. So we're going to work with a couple of these sprays. So we're going to take our bat pick, dip it in our glue skillet, and if you've never seen this before, essentially what it is a glue gun, but the only difference is that all you have to do is just dip your stems into a skillet. So we're just dipping them in, adding a generous amount of hot glue, and then working these adorable bats right into the black grapevine. We're going to place them around the edges so that they show through, and then we'll place some in the middle as well. So you can do this with ghosts, you can do this with pumpkins, and by spray painting a grapevine, you're able to do so much with it because there's so many different things that you can match it to. So the most important step with adding these bats in is just making sure that you're not getting hot glue on the lights. Other than that, you're good to go, and you can place them however you would like. And here's how the wreath looks with all of the bats in place. But now at this point in time, since these are wired picks, you can bend them and manipulate them to shape and get a really cohesive, even wreath. So make sure that they're all spaced apart evenly and they're going in the same direction because that flow really maintains a beautiful wreath. After that, you can hang it up and you have a beautiful wreath on your door. So let's see how this looks on my wall. So here's how the wreath turned out, you guys, and I absolutely love it. So very easy to put together. A 14-inch grapevine that we spray painted black. You can spray paint it whatever color you would like. Make sure it's indoor-outdoor paint. Then we came back in with one pack of little fairy lights. That was $2.99, and it added a lot of sparkle to the wreath. And then we came back in with 3 bat sprays. So you can make this wreath easily for less than $10, $15. A very economical design that is perfect for beginners. So if you've never made a wreath before, this is something you proudly can make and easily.